right, welcome to the first ever Angry Chill podcast. It's been a long road to get here, but we've got Miko Hytönen here from Chokes and More. How are you today?
I'm perfect. I'm so excited to be here. Angry Chill BJJ, guys. I'm properly excited.
Are you proud of us?
Fuck yeah, guys. I remember when we had our, seminar together.
Yeah.
After 1 month, after 2 months of that, you guys are here and building this great space.
We built it in 6 weeks, and it's been, as soon as I knew we were doing it, I reached out, we made this happen, we got you here. We're going to do some fun stuff today. So how are you with tight spaces?
Sorry?
Tight spaces.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm excited. We're going to go some caves, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's see.
What does scare you?
I don't know. Basically, I'm not scared of anything. I don't just like things. I don't like heights and tight spaces, but
What about crazy women?
I fucking love them.
I'm married to one.
I'm a fucking sucker for fucking crazy ladies. So
the hot crazy ratio, right?
Yeah. You see the chart? I remember that. Like the guy had a whole lecture of like a crazy one. Like, well, it goes on. Yeah, but I'm super proud of you guys and doing the first episode. It's great.
Yeah.
I hope everybody of you there is gonna be inspired by these guys. They made it fucking happen.
Yeah, look, you don't have to be a third dan, sixth dan jiu-jitsu expert to launch a club. You need to have a good vibe. You need to have competent instructors, and you need to just really go for it and make sure you have all the bases covered. So yeah, it's been a bit of a journey, but we're here to talk with you. So talk to me, for anybody who doesn't know who you are, because maybe we have some people who are in Gibraltar and they're like, why have they brought this weird tattoo funny guy over? What's the big deal here? Yeah. What's the big deal? What's your thing in jiu-jitsu? What is it like? Give us a bit of an insight.
So basically, I started jiu-jitsu. Let's go. I'll give you in a nutshell. So I started jiu-jitsu 2012. I started in Gibraltar. I started with Marco Sesko and Jase Juncker in a place called Gaijin Academy of Jiu-Jitsu. So I went there. I started 2012, and these guys are Demian Maia's black belt. So I knew that it's going to be a tough road.
He's a UFC fighter, isn't he?
Yeah, Demian Maia. Yeah, arguably they're one of the best ground fighters in UFC. Like really old school jiu-jitsu guy. He takes you to the ground, he takes you back, and he chokes you.
Yeah,
keep it simple. But yeah, I started there, and basically I started teaching already when I was a fucking 3-stripe white belt. But always remember, you are not going to teach anything that you don't know. I didn't start to teach fucking bearing bolos when I was white belt.
Yeah.
So I was teaching basic sweeps and stuff like that. But yeah, I started there, and I just
on that 3-stripe white belt.
Yeah,
coach is like a proper black belt.
Yeah,
and you're like, do you know what I'm thinking? I'm going to be a coach now. Like, how's that conversation going?
No, because they asked me to help with the kids first.
Okay.
And then I started to help with the adults. But again, I was only teaching the stuff that I knew, and I was there for assistant, and I was there okay and everything like that. But I love teaching, because teaching forces you kind of break down those techniques. So I need to kind of break down it in my mind so I can be a great coach. So, but I started at 3-stripe white belt, and I almost immediately, when I was a blue belt, I was 3.5 years white belt.
Hey, you did what I did, right?
Yeah. I asked my coach when I'm gonna get my belt, and he said it just moved around 1 year, so fuck me. But yeah, as a blue belt, I knew like, okay, I want to do jiu-jitsu for the rest of my life, and I want to make my living through that. But I didn't know how yet. But I was just like, okay, I just need to stick to this, and let's see what is going to happen. And after 3.5 years of hard grinding, I got my blue belt, and that was a proud moment. And you got your blue belt also recently.
Why did it take you so long to get your blue belt?
I don't know. It was tough school, old school. Everything takes time, and it was not just like I was able to beat other guys. No, they're really, really old school guys. So you need to show that you want that, you're part of the team, and it's just respect for the art, make it fucking hard. So
do you think maybe because you had that wrestling base,
yeah,
you told me about earlier, you were doing wrestling from 4, right?
Yeah.
You had that, so you go in and they're like, some of this is coming too easy to him. Is he using too much athletic power? Is he going back to that wrestling base? Do we need to slow him down?
Yeah, actually that happened because I started wrestling when I was 4 years old. My grandfather took me to wrestling. I wrestled until I was maybe 14, 15. So it was like hefty 15 years between my last wrestling class and my first jiu-jitsu class. But still, when I went to jiu-jitsu, I felt like, okay, there is this, you know, I felt like home. It smells everything, you know. But I remember the details when I started to do jiu-jitsu. I was always going like a turtle, like front headlock position, like I was going on top pins and stuff like that. So I noticed it that some part, and actually I love no gi more.
Yeah.
Like when I started. Now I think I love gi more because I think it's more technical. I'm an old motherfucker, so I like to pin guys down because no gi is more explosive.
Did you like the no gi because you were winning more, or easier because you can just go that wrestling base?
Probably yes, because it was frustrating with the grips and everything. Some guys could pin me down, so probably that was exactly the reason, because I felt I was more stronger. But that's jiu-jitsu. If you feel like more strong in no gi, then train gi. Uncomfortable. So
what if you're like a white belt and you think, I think I'm a blue belt.
Yeah.
Should you ask your coach? Should like how do you navigate that? It's really like,
well, I think we should be open discussion about the belts, and because there was this fucking hot potato when I was a beginner. If you say one word about the belts, it was fucking forbidden. But instead of asking belts, instead ask your coach like, what do I need to work in my jiu-jitsu to get better? And he will understand like what that means. You know, what do I need to work to get better in jiu-jitsu? Because obviously the belts will follow your skill set, not the other way. First you get the belt and then you're gonna learn the skill set. No, when you become good enough, the belts will follow. So ask your coach, what should I be working to get better in this art? I think that's the.
And what if you're like, so we've had a bit of fun this morning.
Yeah.
Fabian is in his mid-40s. Matt's in his mid-40s, and I've just turned 40, so I'm the baby of the group here. Do you have any advice for men our age who are getting into jiu-jitsu? How can they progress and manage to get through the belts, work with injuries, survive in a gym with young, hungry, athletic 20-something-year-olds?
That's going to be a struggle, but the key is basically the same amount that you're going to spend in training. Let's say you train 1.5 hours a day. You should spend by kind of taking care of your body. So for example, for me, there is no way I train, let's say 1.5 hours to 4 hours a day, jiu-jitsu. And then I do like 30 minutes of meditation, cold water every morning. And then I do like a 30 minutes of stretching later on. And then I do like a still body movement and stuff like that. So I do basically 1.5 hours every day to make my body to be able to do this. So you need to put the time in, especially older guys. So stretching, you know, creating routines, cold water and stuff like that. We cannot, if we are 20s, we can just train and go home, sleep and do it again. But
do you live like a monk then all throughout the whole week?
Usually, yeah. Usually Monday to Friday or Saturday.
What happens Saturday?
I go to 92.
Does the other guy knock on the door? Does he?
No. And I'm really controlled, so, and I love these routines because for me,
it's like Miko.
Yeah. No. Nowadays, I still have fun sometimes, but I decide when I have fun. So I deserve my fun. So, but basically, I have a really routine life, and because that's the easiest way to push yourself. You create these routines because I think it's much harder if you kind of swing it every day. Okay, now wake up, what I'm going to do? No. You create a fucking routine, and then you start the day by climbing a mountain already. Okay, I do cold water, I do meditation, I do everything in the morning. So I love this routine way because when I do my routines, when I do my morning routine, training, and all the other routines, then whatever I'm going to do outside of the routines, that's totally fine because I'm making myself better version of myself every day. So I love these routines. But older guys, stretch and put the time. I know it sucks when you start to do, okay, fuck, 30 minutes every day stretching, but you just need to do it. There is no other way. There is no other way. And it also makes you feel good because you do, again, something that is not fucking fun to do. But it's good for example, you do the stretching later on, everything is done. You are in your house, you put timer, you start to stretch. And that's your time to also recap the day. Like, okay, today I will have focus yourself, calm and relax. And then you are, okay, the day is done and you go to sleep. And when you wake up, boom, Wim Hof, cold water, we start over again.
Talk to me about Elias Barnett and what it was like going in there. What level were you blue belt when you joined them?
Yeah, I was 2-stripe blue belt when I went to Elias Barnett, and I think the year was, I'm not sure, maybe 2015 or something like that.
So you were a good blue belt at that stage?
I think I was a decent blue belt. I think every blue belt in jiu-jitsu, you earn your belt. So I've not. Of course, I met guys who are better than the others, but yeah, I was pretty good blue belt. Yeah.
What's it like training in a gym that has that many black belts, that has like lots of visitors? Like, is it hyper competitive? Like, how do you find your way in there?
It depends because there is also because we have a lot of competitors and a lot of like super high level guys, and the coach Anthony Lilius, double ADCC European trials champion, in my opinion, best grappler in Europe at the moment. So of course that brings this kind of a competitive mindset to the gym. But I always talk with Santeri also that Santeri, we need to also understand that there is a lot of competitors. That's great, but most of the guys who train there are just normal fucking everyday Joes, you know. So we need to also have this kind of environment that there is like a beginners are welcome and we don't smash them. And I think we have a nice combination in leaders, but there's of course there's hard rounds, but everybody respects. For example, if somebody walks in, never done jiu-jitsu, we are not gonna fucking smash them. We are gonna take them with open arms and somebody's gonna take care of them. But it's like jiu-jitsu is so personal journey. So you need to make sure that also you dictate your own pace of learning and what you are doing. So for example, if you fight with these young beasts, I need to control. I'm not gonna go full force with them all the time. I need to control how I train. And sometimes I'm even respectfully, I say some of the guys who go fucking bollocks all the time, I'm gonna roll with these other guys. No offense, but you need to be able to kind of control your own training. Otherwise, you just get injured and that's gonna suck. And you know.
Yeah, because money's not made from purple and brown belts. Money's made from kids and white belts, right? So you have to foster a culture that helps them feel welcome and safe and gets them
and stick to it. Yeah. Stick to it because I always try when there's a new student coming in, I always try to give them a lot of attention because that's their first, tasting of jiu-jitsu. And if they really enjoy it, they're gonna stick to it. If they have a first bad experience, probably not gonna continue. So I love to give them a lot of attention and try to explain. And for example, if there's a new guy coming in and we are doing, let's say, some back takes or whatever, some of us higher belts are going to take the guy and just go through the basic stuff. Okay, this is what we are trying to do in jiu-jitsu. We try to pin the guy on the ground and control him and submit him and just go through the basic, not throw him on the deep end immediately. And of course, we have also like a beginner's class, beginner's course nowadays. But I also believe that it's also possible to just dive in and go to the normal class and somebody is going to just take you in. So yeah, but white belts, beginners, they are really, really important. And I truly believe that for me, it's easy to say now because I'm black belt, but I have always been like this. For me, belts doesn't matter. I don't think that, if you're a higher belt, you're a fucking better human being or whatever. I think everybody is an equal. My belt just means that I have been doing this longer, nothing else, So I love the mindset that we are all equal. I'm just better in jiu-jitsu because I have been doing it longer.
Yeah.
I'm only a white belt who never gave up.
Yeah. One of the things that interests me about you is in doing a bit of research before this, you had a difficult background when you got into wrestling, doing football, and then you got into some criminal behavior. Then you had a bit of redemption. You came to Spain. How did you survive financially to dedicate yourself so much to jiu-jitsu, living in Malaga, and like what was that road like?
So basically, when I came to Spain, I had a little bit of savings, not much. But when I started jiu-jitsu, I made a decision. First of all, I decided that I'm not going to have a girlfriend because I want to dedicate my life to jiu-jitsu. If I meet somebody in the gym, perfect.
But women destroy everything.
Yeah, financially, it was it was tough. First, let's say 8 years when I was training, I was living with, let's say, 700 to 800 euros a month. And I was doing random jobs just to, I did random office jobs, whatever, but I just wanted to have just enough money to be able to train because that's the priority.
Yeah.
The money was not priority. I knew that every hour when I'm going to spend on the mats is going to make me closer to my dream. And I even knew what my dream was. My dream was I'm going to do something related with jiu-jitsu, but I always noticed that I need to be as good as I can on the mats, and then hopefully destiny will throw me something, and here I am, living the dream.
So you believe in the universe?
Absolutely.
Energy. So this interests me because you're in your late 30s, mid 30s at this stage. When you're really going for it, right?
I think I was maybe 30, 36 or something like that.
And you're broke.
100%. I didn't have any fucking money. And I had my first rash guard is from Manto when I got it from sponsor. I was fighting with these old fucking t-shirts. I still have those t-shirts. I didn't have the money to buy a rash guard. It sounds fucking ridiculous, but that was the case. That was the case.
And so you're broke, you're there in Spain, like you're training, you're getting a lot out of your training. Are you having doubts at all? Like, am I fucking making the right decision here? Like it?
No. I knew it that if I stick to this, something good will come. Something good will come through this. I didn't have no doubt at all. Of course, I didn't have no idea like what's going to be my journey. Am I going to open one day my own academy or going to be a teacher? But of course, my true passion is teaching. So I wanted to teach and I wanted to help other people. But yeah, I didn't have any clear kind of goal. What is the end goal? But yeah.
And then when I look at it now, and when we were driving down the car, I was asking some questions about it because now you're micro famous.
Yeah.
So you're famous in our micro niche of jiu-jitsu, right? And it's growing exponentially. Yeah. Like it's when we started talking, when we went down, you were like at 290 or something. How many followers do you have now?
I think I have like a 355,000 or something like that.
Okay, so for context, that's in a few months that growth from 290 to 360.
Yeah.
So you're actually not just accumulating followers, you're accumulating them faster than you were before as well.
Yeah. Now it's growing like, let's say 200 to 300 followers on up to 3,000 a day.
Yeah.
But it's just growing. And also I have a Facebook and Instagram, and I have Facebook also like 175,000, 179 or something like that. So it's growing.
So now, right, you have an audience.
Yeah.
You have different streams of income. Are the snakes starting to come around looking for ways to make money out of you? And are you able to take yourself back to that person who was broke on the mats and really identify who's who and work through that? Like, how do you identify who's a good person?
If they do jiu-jitsu, that's the number one thing. So obviously most of the guys who do jiu-jitsu, they're good guys. And now I get fucking crazy kind of offers every day. Yeah. And actually this one was like this Japanese company contacted me like, Miko, we love your stuff and we want you to do a video for us.
Yeah.
15-second video with when you are in a bath, kind of a pillow what you use in a bath. And they wanted to launch it in Japanese market, and they told me like, we're gonna pay you a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, this sounds, and the money was like almost the same money that I made in a year. And I was like, oh, the good one. But I was like,
throw a couple of girls in and we're ready, right?
Yeah, exactly. At first I was thinking about, okay, I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna create this as like a joke. But then I was like, I'm not gonna do it because I need to be true to my audience. You know.
Do you think we'd mind?
What?
Do you think we'd mind your audience? Do you think we'd see you in a Japanese advert and really?
I don't know, but for me it just didn't feel right.
It didn't feel right.
Yeah, because the money doesn't kind of it's not the everything, you know. Yeah. Like I said, I was really poor, like eight years when I was training because money was not priority. Yeah. Jiu-jitsu was priority. Jiu-jitsu still is. Yeah. But now I'm good enough so I can capitalize my skill set. You know. But I choose really carefully who I work with because I just love to know the people who I work with, and I want to kind of represent all the brands that I work with, and I'm lucky enough so I can choose the brands who I work and people who I work with, and I'm really careful. Yeah. But I'm really balls deep always. Wherever I decide to work, I'm giving them my all. So. Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about what you're up to recently. So you've moved to Cornwall, is it?
Yeah, Cornwall. Yeah.
How did that come by?
Oh, that's a great story because I met this my friend David when we started to train together. We trained a little bit on Spain, and then we just, you know, we bonded. And I went. He lives in UK. He owns this place called Colonel Resilience Hub in Cornwall, Redruth, and he wanted to invite me there to meet the team and meet the place. They have extremely cool place there. We have wellness suit, we have cold plunges, we have saunas, we have gym, we have Muay Thai gym there, we have restaurant, we have cafe. Great building. So I went there in the summer and I was meeting the team. And then we started to talk like, okay, David, okay, we need to work together. And then we found a way, and now I'm there. I'm training with the team, Colonel BJJ there. I'm training, teaching, and we have multiple businesses going on. We're going to start to do different stuff, a lot of content creation and a lot of new projects, but I'm going to launch them later. But we just found each other and found a common passion, jiu-jitsu, and David is an amazing guy. And I decided like, this is the guy who I also want to work in UK. And of course, I have also other business partners, Sami, for example, here in Spain. But in UK, I work with David, and he's an amazing guy. And you know, we just found common interest, and I truly trust the team there. And it's big opportunities. It's a huge market, and I love to be there. And again, let's see what.
Is America next on the agenda? Like, have you thought of going over to the B team? Have you?
I have to think about it because when I was younger, my biggest dream was to go to the United States, and I still believe that someday I'm going to go there, because I truly believe that if I end up in the United States and I'm going to stay there, I'm going to be a fucking superstar. That's what I think about it. And I'm still like big chunk of my followers, let's say, because you can see all the demographics in Instagram. It's like a 25% of the followers are United States. So I want to go there at some point, but let's see. I'm now focused on the UK and on the Europe market and building up our stuff here in Europe.
I could see you being one of the announcers at ADCC.
I would love to be.
Could you be the Bruce Buffer of the ADCC?
Fuck, that would be so
How cool would that be?
That would be fucking so cool. But let's see. That's an opportunity that hopefully will come someday. But I'm open to everything. I just live day by day, and you know, my passion is to share my passion and just be honest to yourself, be honest to people who you work, and let's see how it comes. But definitely. But now after I'm gonna spend a lot of time in UK. But if I go somewhere in America sometimes, I would love to go somewhere where it's warm again. So, but it's okay. Let's see what happens. But I'm now extremely focused on building the business in UK and Europe. But I travel a lot, so hopefully I can. And I think I'm in September. Let's see, in October, I think we're gonna go to the United States. But it's going to be like a pleasure trip. We're going to go see NHL, and I think we're going to be based in LA. So I'm just going to enjoy. And then I'm not going to probably do any seminars or anything. I'm just going to maybe pop up randomly some gyms and, hola, what's up, guys? I'm here to train and go watch some NHL and enjoy myself.
When am I going to see you on the Joe Rogan podcast? When's that going to happen?
Hopefully soon. So, Joe, if you see this, I'm all yours.
Yeah, I got a Joe Rogan complex. And, you know, like this is my office. This is my wee gym.
Maybe I just need to be a fucking man enough and send you a message that I think I would be a great guest at your podcast, and I love the guys. So I would love to be there and tell my story. Like, oh man, that's one of my big dreams. And actually, I remember the day when somebody I didn't see by myself, but one day I don't remember who said to me, Miko, did you see that Joe Rogan follows you on Instagram? I said,
that's class.
What the fuck? And then I went to see Joe Rogan. I love you, man.
What would you and Eddie Bravo get up to in a weekend? Would that be the craziest?
Oh man, did you see the fucking interview with Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn? And Theo Vaughn said like fucking Eddie Bravo is like a fucking death Jack Russell. Death Jack Russell, I like whatever. I think I never met Eddie, but I would love to meet him. And I think we had a great fucking energy together because he's obviously fucking nuts, and I'm also nuts. So.
One of my favorite things about jiu-jitsu is because we're still such a young sport. Like, you're famous in it, and we managed to get you to come here because we went to your seminar, we got to know you, you trusted us, and then you come and you've helped us out. You can get there to touch the top of the industry so easy. Like, what's your favorite thing about our community and how it works for you?
I think the best in jiu-jitsu is because basically you don't need to be a famous black belt. You can be a normal white belt or a blue belt. And if you go, for example, let's say Fabian goes on the holiday to Greece with his wife. Yeah. He just sends a local gym message. Hello, I'm Fabian, I'm white belt from Spain, and I would love to come to meet you. Fucking welcome, brother. Yeah. And they probably gonna take you in with open arms. Yeah. That's the fucking community. And I love it. Wherever you're gonna go in the world, there is always gonna be a jiu-jitsu gym, and you go there, you roll with the guys, you bond with the guys, and you are fucking friends forever. Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing community. I love it.
How do you feel between old school gyms and newer B team style gyms? I feel like you're almost somewhere in between it in the way that you work, right? Do you just adapt?
I just adapt, and I like old stuff, and I'm a little bit old school by myself, so I don't, for example, teach a lot of new school so much, maybe because I'm not so fucking good at it. So I only want to teach stuff that I'm really good. So for example, I suck at heel hooks, so I'm not going to try to even teach them. I try to just defend them against these young beasts. But I try to be somewhere in the middle. But again, sport is evolving, and I think we have room for everything, but we still need to keep this kind of remember our roots. Where jiu-jitsu came, it was fucking vale tudo, no rules.
Yeah,
it was like the real deal. So
we were talking about turtling. That's for anybody who's watching who doesn't know what that is. It's like curling up into a little ball, and then waiting for them to make a mistake. On the street, you're going to be dead if you do that.
And I don't know. You can, again, everybody can fight however they want, but I find that a little bit of, I don't know. I want to be more exposed, and I wouldn't do that. I'm ready to expose myself. If somebody catches me, okay, who cares? Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the knee.
So I've got a couple of people watching here. Does anybody have a question for Miko? Anybody have any questions?
Tell me, guys.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Yeah.
So, apart from obviously meeting us,
Yeah.
what has been the greatest jiu-jitsu experience you've had to date?
Apart from meeting us.
Excellent question. Apart from meeting this team, I think it was when I got my black belt in summer, because Santeri, motherfucker, I told him, like, because black belt is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And
right?
there was this team who wanted to come to film when I got my black belt. I said, Santeri, can you please let me know? I said, yeah, I'll let you know early before. He didn't fucking tell me anything. You know, one day there was just graduation. I was like, it's not going to be happening today, but I was there supporting the team. I said, oh, Miko. I was like, yeah.
Wow.
And that was the greatest experience. And actually, I have a nice follow-up story, because when I got my black belt, and the same day there was this outdoor party in Spain, and I said with my coach something, yeah, we're gonna go there to, you know, celebrate the black belt. And we went there. It was a techno party, you know, and we were dancing all night like this. Bam, 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 bam. I went home and I was like, oh fuck, my toes are hurting like hell. I was like, what the fuck is happening? I took my socks off, my toenails, big toenails was all black.
Oh,
and I'm like, what the fuck? But I was like dancing with no limits, and then my toenails were black. And when I started to teach with my new black belt, people are like, what's with your nails? And I said, like, why? No, nobody's thinking about what is my toe. Well, we just think you fucking tattooed them. I said, what the fuck are you thinking about that? But yeah, the day when I got my black belt, I also had 2 fucking black toenails. Unbelievable, fucking story. But the party was great. I went home 9 in the morning.
I've got one for you.
Yeah, tell me.
So, as you've just recently discussed, we're a very young club. So, I think we're actually 1 month on one day. And,
Yeah.
It's been a success so far. What do we have to do to continue growing and continue that success?
so just in case the microphone didn't pick up that, Fabian asked, what do we have to do to continue growing our success?
Be like you are now. You are really welcoming, building the team, and those all the beginners who start to train with you guys. Teach them the basics. Teach them, create a foundation, create a system, create some kind of a blueprint how to get from white to blue belt, so everybody kind of knows how. So you have a kind of a system, a little bit, and just, you know, do jiu-jitsu, spread the word, and be open on, and like this. You're really welcoming, and I love it. And jiu-jitsu will lead the way. So you are doing great, and just keep going on, spread the word, train hard, tap often, smile.
Tap often. Anybody else? No? Matt, come in here a second. Come on, Matty.
Exciting.
Come on in here. Come on in here. Stick your head on the screen as well.
Come on, Dave.
Come on in here. Come on here. Sit in between us for a second.
Yeah, come here.
Come in.
Nice to meet you.
Sit in between us here.
Oh, hello.
Hello there. Hello there. So Matt,
Yeah.
beautiful,
Really awkward,
beautiful,
right?
beautiful ginger Matt.
I love the belt, purple belt.
So Matt, just tell us who you are quickly.
I'm Matt, so I'm a Navy PTI, and I run the Jiu-Jitsu team for the whole Royal Navy.
Okay, cool.
And then I think you've met Mo, who runs the Royal Marines. So you're doing the beachfront.
Yeah, I'm gonna be instructor in Beachfront BJJ. I think it's in end of June. Yeah, I'm gonna be there as a guest instructor for 1 day, and yeah, I contacted with Mo, and yeah, it's gonna be cool.
So at the minute, like within the Navy, within the military as a whole,
yeah,
Jiu-Jitsu is the fastest growing sport. We're going from strength to strength. I'm managing it out here somewhere, but I'm heading back to, do you know Pantheon in Plymouth?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's my home gym.
Okay.
So I'm going back there in August, and I was going to come speak to you after this, not and see if you wanted to come down, but now I'm on TV.
No, what is that? But this is how we keep fucking real, man.
So Matt came over and how do we look at our previous gym that we were all part of? and he looked like he got hit by a car. He was like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "I can't speak about it." and then one day he gets tapped on the shoulder. Will you be a coach?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Fuck yeah!"
Nice.
I'll not be here forever,
Yeah.
but I'll give it.
I'm
give
in,
my. I'll
yeah.
get. I'm in. What do you need?
Cool.
And he's been running our no-gi stuff and getting the other coach ready for when he leaves.
Excellent,
So-
excellent.
I feel lost in my PJs.
Matt, any questions for Miko?
Oh, bloody, I don't put me on the spot. None at the minute.
Come on,
Oh,
man. Come on, man.
I'm on the spot. Heard lots of your questions. I love your stories, by the way. They're
Thank you.
class. Go on, let's go for favorite submission.
Oof, I don't know. I do still baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah. And with no gi, cross wrist back triangle. Actually, I'm going to teach you that tomorrow.
Looking forward to that.
That's
Triangle
great.
is my
Yeah.
favorite.
And we go from the back triangle with a cross wrist control. So we can control this. We're going to keep escape out, swing the leg over, bam, done it. I think those are my favorites. And of course, always then fucking nasty Ezekiels with these. Those are fucking brutal. So I love it. And actually, I
All the
thought,
non-jiu-jitsu people think that you're speaking Chinese, right?
I remember actually my first kids class when I was teaching, or maybe my second in Lilius Barnat, and I was teaching them to do Mount Ezekiel jumps.
Yeah.
And one of the parents came asking me, "Miko, is this really necessary?" Yes, 100% it is. Like 6 years of two fucking Ezekiels. Is this necessary? Yes. But it is. We need to create this kind of a controlled, stressful environment where they really learn in a controlled way what we are doing. We cannot, jiu-jitsu, we cannot be in the bubble. I'm a firm believer of we should learn all kind of submissions in a controlled way.
Yeah.
So for example, all the fucking knee bars and everything, even though you can do it from brown belt to up, but I think we should learn them.
Yeah.
Not maybe on a white belt, but let's say from blue belt, we should start to learn them because you are too late if you're gonna start to learn fucking knee bars when you're brown belt.
Yeah.
It's too late. But in a controlled way, I think we should, and also the kids should be learning at least Ezekiel's from them.
Yeah. So we're going to go to the caves.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be fun. And
Oh,
then we've
shit.
got open mat tonight where everybody wants to smash it.
I know.
It's going to be great. Before we finish up, if somebody wants to find out more about your instructionals or your gis or anything like that, how do they do it? Where do they do it?
All right, so first of all the instructionals can be found in BJJ Fanatics. So there is going to be label shocks from everywhere and no gi shocks from everywhere, and they can be found from there. And actually, I'm working on my third instructional, at least in my mind already. So it's going to be launching hopefully in a few months because let's see. And of course, my partnership with Manto. Shout out to Manto. They started to sponsor me when I have 4,000 followers, and they have been with me, and now we are in a beautiful relationship with them. So I'm going to launch my signature kimono based on my tattoos. So it's going to be old school white kimono. With
Take your top off there. Give us a look at these tattoos.
So
There's one for the ladies.
And
Yeah.
it's going to be back of the kimono, and then it's going to be like, oh, I love it. And also a new rash guard is coming up with Manto, and new shorts and everything. So go check them out and buy them if you want, and follow me on Instagram if you want. If you don't, I don't give a shit.
All right, that's us, guys. Thanks very much, everybody.